Today is a good day. It seems that spring has finally arrived in Michigan, and I'm driving a station wagon. We're also going on a bit of a road trip today in the 2024 Volvo V60 Polestar Engineered, one of the only strictly road-going wagons left in existence. I'm pretty sure it's just this and the Audi RS6. Of course, there are other wagons, but those have lifted suspensions and cladding on them. So I didn't even know that this car still existed until it showed up in the driveway earlier this week. And well, I've put about 300 miles on it this week. Today, we're taking it down south to Findlay, Ohio. It's going to be about 170, 180 mile round trip. And we're going to talk to you guys what it's been like to live with this Volvo V60 this week. We'll give you some road trip impressions as we normally do, since we're going to spend about 3 more hours in this thing today. And well, let's talk about some basics before we get on the road. So this is the only way you can have a Volvo V60, unless you opt for the cross country, but this is the singular V60 standalone trim, the Polestar Engineered, which gets you 19-inch wheels, Brembo brakes with gold calipers, which I think look excellent. We also get gold seat belts inside to match. We get Ohlins adjustable dampers, and this is the T8 powertrain. So this is the plug-in hybrid 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's all-wheel drive. It makes 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. It has an 8-speed automatic, and Emily and I actually spent time in an S60 in California, which had the same powertrain as this. It didn't have the Polestar Engineered pack on it, but even with these Ohlins dampers, this thing is still pretty comfortable. It's been really nice to live with, and I'm excited to put some actual miles on this thing. The reason we're going to Ohio today is we are getting some red seats for the TheTopher's Honda S2000. That thing has needed some help in the interior department for quite a while, so I'm happy to kind of aid in rejuvenating the S2000. So let's take a look at our cargo area, and I guess I haven't necessarily been worried that the seats aren't going to fit, because this is a wagon. This is what it's meant to do. So we'll probably just have to remove this cargo cover here and put the seats down. I've got some cargo blankets here. We've got a bit of storage underneath. Might be able to throw some things if we need extra room. So let's take a look at room with the seats down. In typical Volvo fashion, it, thank you for that, it power drops the headrests, which is nice. So there's a room with the seats down. I think plenty of room for some seats. I don't know what we're going to do if they don't fit, so they'll just have to fit. But let's put them up, just because I want to give a good representation of NVH and everything with the interior in its normal state. I'll show you backseat room if you are traveling with passengers. This is us set behind our respective seating positions. I'm 5'11", Emily's 5 feet. So plenty of, well, you can see from her, there's just a ton of room back here.
Cozy.
I've got an armrest here with, would you like to do the honors?
I would like to do the honors.
Pop-out cup holders.
Those are my favorite.
It's always good. They work nicely in Volvos too. BMWs, they're kind of crunchy. Yeah. Heated rear seats, a couple of USB-C ports, but not too much.
Nice little spot for your feetums.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit of a hump here, since this is an all-wheel drive car. A little bit of driveline action here, so we don't have a fully flat floor. But here's our situation up front. Every V60 Polestar Engineered gets the Bowers&Wilkins sound system, which is a must-have in my opinion. On other Volvos, it's like a $3,500 option, and I always like to joke that it's a $60,000 sound system with a free car attached, because it is the best in the business. So let's pop the hood real quick before we take off and show you what we got going on. Just realized I left the hatch open that whole time, so we'll close that. It is power, of course. Oh, something is in the way. I saw a video of someone closing the frunk on a Cybertruck, and it sliced a carrot in half.
Oh, good.
So this is our test to know if you stick your fingers where the Volvo hatch is, it won't cut your fingers off, so that's good. We've got some Continental Grand Touring summer tires on this thing. I washed this earlier because the Onyx black paint on this, I don't know if that really shows up on camera, but it's got some excellent flake to it. One thing that's a little disappointing about this V60 Polestar Engineered is there are only 4 exterior colors and 1 interior color choice, so you don't really get that creative of a palette. You can have white, silver, gray, or black.
I would probably choose the black.
I would also choose the black, I agree. And The beauty of the black is you could wrap this car some color and your door sills and everything would look silly being black. So here's our Ohlins adjustable dampers. These are not electronically adjustable, but you can get your spanners out and adjust those how you would like. We also get a strut brace right here. Otherwise, we just have this big foam engine cover. Some shouting as all the diesel trucks go by. Kind of a cool looking engine bay. All the hybrid tech over here on the right. And the hood sticks up very far. It's like it's always in service position. Somebody yelled at me for how I shut the hood on the last one. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You slammed it. So
Apparently.
more gently.
Yeah. There we go.
George is getting out,
That-
so you may want to...
That did not shut all the way. Now it did. Here's our charge port. So this is a plug-in hybrid. It gets about 34 miles of electric range. I've got this thing charged all the way up. We're gonna stop and get some gas on the way out, and we'll give you guys a good combined figure for range as well as fuel economy. The front seats are a nice blend of cloth and leather. Again, with these gold seat belts. You can see that there. Looks excellent. I think it's just a nice, really nice touch to match the brake calipers. Really nice thud when you close the door. Everything in here just feels really nicely put together. There we go.
It is so quiet in here.
Oh yeah,
Like, it just drowns all of the road noise out.
that is a good point. Yeah, lots of good noise insulation here. That engine cover kind of helps as well. When you're on the road, you don't really hear a lot of grainy four-cylinder noise. Not to say that this is a grainy four-cylinder, but get our wheel adjusted. I would like to see a power adjust steering column, but I think that's like a safety thing, is Volvo's reasoning, because they don't put it in any of their cars. Meeting this gentleman at a Kroger public meetup thing. So hour and 13 minutes, not really too bad, but I think that'll still give us a good sense of what it's like to sit in this thing for a long period of time. So I'm gonna hold my charge here until we put fuel in the car. So we'll put our battery usage in hold, number of drive modes in this thing as well. Hybrid Polestar Pure and constant all-wheel drive. Pure is full electric. Number of other settings down here. Creep can turn your steering feel into firm, but we're gonna leave all that alone for today. Actually, before we set off, let's show you our reverse camera situation. Defaults to just reverse. You can tap the screen. That'll give you a 360 camera. If you wanna see a front camera, you can have that. 2 taps down on our crystal shift knob puts us into
Fancy.
B mode, so we can one-pedal drive this plug-in hybrid, which is one of my favorite parts about the driving experience in this thing.
Oh, Brent.
You lost the water bottle already?
Water. Damn.
You want to put it in the cup holder?
Straw ended up on the floor.
Did it spill? Oh, so it's canceled for the whole trip. There goes the TheTopher texting me right now. Probably asking me if I'm on the way to get his seats. Love the ultralight steering. Even with these Ohlins dampers, the ride is still really nice. It's firm, but it isn't a crashy ride. It doesn't rattle your teeth out. So I think that they've kind of split the balance nicely here for a sporty ride, but not one that's offensive. You can see over the railroad tracks. A little bit of noise from these low-profile tires on the 19-inch wheels, but it does the job nicely. You can get a good acceleration here actually after he turns, so yeah, hold that. All right, let's see, 523 pound-feet of torque. Some zesty shifts from that 8-speed auto. I mean, it's a quick car. I was reminded of this when we had the S60 in California, just how quick these T8 Volvos are. The 2-liter 4-cylinder really doesn't seem like much, but 523 pound-feet of torque in a car like this, it scoots. Bit of a different setting today for the video since we're going to Ohio. All right, let's go ahead and fill up the tank. Got about 100 miles left, 34 miles of battery. I'm just gonna leave the car in auto hybrid mode after I fill up, and we'll see what it does as far as balancing out ICE and battery range. There's a button. 11 gallons, 50 bucks going in the tank. One kind of bad thing about the Volvo that living with a couple of these now, I have come to recognize that while this center console is very pretty, there's really not a lot of places to put things. And with this having wired CarPlay, your phone has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So my phone doesn't fit in here. I guess it does. I guess I just proved that it does. But it's a very tight fit. So if you have a phone that's any larger than this iPhone, it's not going to fit in here. And even mine, I mean, you really got to slam this down for it to fit. So I don't love this whole setup up here. I think that they could probably make a little bit better use of this center console area. So I've been sticking my phone in the cup holders right there.
Hence why my cup went flying.
Hence why the cup went flying, exactly. So, all right, well,
away we go.
Away we go. Our climate control is in the infotainment, meaning whenever you want to adjust your fan speed, it is multiple clicks. Right now I'm pretty hot, so we're gonna take this off of auto. Put some cold or some cool air onto ourselves. What is kind of cool about Volvos though is that the climate control only goes in even number increments. So it goes from 66 to 68 to 70 to 72. So that is quite satisfying. I'm gonna put it on 64 because I'm a little toasty.
The all black car with the all black interior.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Does get quite toasty.
Yeah, I would like the option for a light colored interior, that is for sure. Let's go into Polestar mode to do this entrance ramp. Polestar mode gives you a rev counter on the right hand side. It also locks you into your ICE mode, if you will. Ah, good. To merge behind a Subaru. It's my favorite. Great linear power and torque. Throttle tuning seems to be pretty nice here. Especially in Polestar mode, you just get a little bit of a better feel. And that person is driving off the road slinging rocks at me. That's nice. They took a super weird line. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think that they maybe were trying to let you pass them in a weird way.
Yeah, I think maybe as well.
Oh, very confused.
Super weird. All right, let's go. Let's go back into hybrid auto mode. That's actually going to default us back into our electric mode. We've got 32 miles of range remaining, and I want to get something quickly out of the way. So we have Trip Auto, which is what we're on right now, which is our entire mileage from the day. And we went to a Cars and Coffee this morning, so I have actually put a couple of miles on this thing. And the Trip Manual is tracking the amount of miles I've put on the car with the loan. And since this does have a mileage limit, I do want to keep track of that. So I'm not really able to reset any of the trips right now, but we're gonna keep track of the Trip Auto while we go on this road trip today to see what we get. And I think this will be a pretty good representation of kind of just an overall combined figure for this car. So we're starting out at 25 mpg with this 30 miles of electric range. That is going to boost that up quite a bit. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what kind of fuel economy we end up getting. This Volvo V60 also has what's called Travel Assist. Press your cruise control button and press 1 over to the right on this arrow here on the left side of the steering wheel, and that will turn on your Travel Assist, as in lane keep assist as well as steering assist. So lots of different driver aids here in this Volvo. You can adjust your cruise control by clicking the up or down arrow for 5-mile-an-hour increments, or you can hold them for single mile-per-hour increments. But steering assist, travel assist, does a pretty dang good job. Keeps you in the lines nicely. It does yell at you though, quite a bit to hold the steering wheel. Elbow comfort is pretty decent. This is kind of a hard material on the center console, but we do have a squishier option here on the door panel, so you can rest your left elbow comfortably. This does not have lane change assist, but what I love about the adaptive cruise in this car is that it starts to accelerate as soon as you put your turn signal on. And I'd like to think we're pretty aerodynamic because it is a wagon. I think if anything, this trip should prove that you don't need an SUV for 99% of day-to-day life, because we're about to put 2 seats in the back of this,
Right.
hopefully. And unless you're doing something like this gentleman here in his Wagoneer towing a massive camper, a wagon, I think, fits a lot of people's lifestyles, but a lot of people, I think, are turned off by station wagons because they're uncool.
I think they're very cool.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
that's the correct mindset. This Volvo V60 Polestar Engineered is $72,000, so that may kind of deter some people from this particular wagon. But the kind of unfortunate part about that is this is the only trim that Volvo offers this in. If you're willing to kind of accept some cladding into your life, you can have a V60 cross country, a V90 cross country. In typical me fashion, I forgot the time-lapse GoPro, so we'll get creative with what we want to put in between the clips today. So we're gonna settle into this Volvo a little bit. We'll give you guys a couple more impressions, maybe in like 30 minutes, and then we'll test the sound system. Even though you've already heard it in the S60, it does sound a little bit different in the V60 just because of kind of the cavernous nature of the wagon. So we'll give you a test of that as well. We have depleted our electric range completely, and fuel range reading 480 miles, so not too bad of a figure. Combined MPG 45.1, and while the V60 has been quite a treat, my passenger has been mostly sleeping since we last let you go. We've got 16 miles left on our trip out, and I'm pretty comfortable in this Volvo. The really nice thing about these seats is they have so much adjustability. You have this little toggle knob down here on the left side towards the front of the seat. You can kind of see it outlined right there, that can move your leg extension in and out, or if you push up on it, it is an adjustment for your lumbar, which not only moves in and out, it also moves up and down. So you can place this lumbar exactly where you need it on your back if you need more pressure in one spot. So I've been kind of taking advantage of that when I started to get fatigued, and this helped me out quite a bit. Do you have that on your side, the lumbar thing? That's cool. So yeah, pretty good setup. So how's the cabin space in here for kind of relaxed leg positions? Well, the console sits low enough that I can kind of rest my knee right here, and the actual hard part of my knee isn't up against anything. But I think I have enough room as far as like the actual driver's footwell goes to sit here comfortably. I can kind of rest my elbow here on the door panel, position my hand on the steering wheel, and since we have travel assist in this thing, my hand doesn't really need to do anything other than rest here. So it's a pretty nice position to sit in this car for long periods of time. So far, I mean, I've been sitting in it for just over an hour, and it has been quite nice. The steering is tuned in such a way that small adjustments don't make the car dart all over the place, which is important for when you're in Ohio and it's just long stretches of nothingness. So it's been good so far. Do you have anything you want to add? I guess you've been kind of asleep, so
Yeah, no, I want to take some more naps.
we'll put on our favorite song here for you guys, and we'll test out the Bowers. So this is in concert mode right now. A number of different modes you can set this in. We'll start in concert and we'll cycle through all of them. I found that when it's more than just me in the car, it's kind of fun to roll in concert mode because it's a little gimmicky, but it is kind of a cool sound. I think that out of all of the artificial sound system tuning that manufacturers are doing nowadays. I think Volvo does it the best with their concert hall, their jazz club, their stage tuning, and it just adds a nice touch to this already super complex, crispy, and just beautiful sounding Bowers&Wilkins sound system. But when I'm in the car by myself, I run it in studio mode on driver, and that is just the crispiest listening experience of them all, and it sounds fantastic. So overall, I mean, you guys know how I feel about this sound system. I think it's the best one on the market currently. Unless you're stepping up to something like a Rolls-Royce Spectre or a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, you're really not going to have anything with this high of quality. So I'm such a big fan, and it really is a big reason why I love these Volvos so much. Just like that, I have completed the journey. All right. Now we wait to load up some S2000 seats. I'm gonna get the back ready, lay some blankets down, and hopefully these seats fit. All right, so I think we'll need to take this out, which comes off easily. Okay, I can kind of lift this. Yep. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. Very good. Oh my gosh. They're light, yeah.
That's a bonus.
That is, I think you've got it in there perfect.
I think you got plenty of room.
Cool, man.
All right, well, I'll see you around.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much.
Trip.
Yeah, you as well. Cool, thank you. Appreciate it. Sweet, man. The seats are loaded up, and this V60 has even more room than I thought. So the real question is, what do you need an SUV for? All right, well, let's start the trek.
I've also obtained and Sprite.
And something else.
Oh, I also got you candy.
Oh.
I've already broken into the Butterfinger.
I have a bite.
But I've
Oh, you got a Twix.
I got you a Twix.
Mmm. Can I have?
You want a bite of this?
I kind of want a bite of that, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Butterfingers.
Sorry, Volvo,
They are
if you're
such a
watching.
mess.
There's this scene in the Top Gear Africa special where Jeremy pulls the raft across a river with his BMW 5 Series estate, kind of like we're in right now. Hammond and May are yelling at him, and he goes, "I've been shouted at so much today. Need a zesty drink."
Okay.
Remind me not to take any corners quickly.
Okay, don't take any
corners quickly, yeah. I think that would result in some carnage that we definitely do not want. This V60 has just been a champ so far. It's been a treat. It's got 42 miles per gallon on the way here. I've got 2 full vehicle seats in the back. We're comfortable, and I get to touch a crystal to change gear.
Yes.
So it's just a number of things in this that are just very, very pleasant. Okay, we're going to very sort of
Very
carefully,
slow. Do not
very
take the
slowly.
corner quickly. You told me to remind you.
Yes, very slowly taking this corner. There we go. Okay.
Well done.
You know what's going to happen is there's going to be an excellent opportunity for a brisk entrance ramp up here, and I'm not going to be able to do it. I love one-pedal driving these T8 Volvos. There aren't many plug-in hybrid cars that you can do that with. Obviously EVs, it's quite common, but being able to do that with a plug-in hybrid is excellent because it means that I never have to touch the brake, and that is good. Ooh, gently, gently. Oh, this would have been an excellent. Cresting this, oh heaven, oh boy. Gently do it. Oh boy, one of them fell, or one of them shifted quite a bit. I don't think it hit anything though. Didn't make any bad noises. Once we're on the highway, we'll be fine because that's just highway driving. Let's leave.
I have an idea.
Let's leave. What?
I think that we could have one of these. We could
Sell the house.
No.
Oh.
No. Here's my thoughts. We could sell all of your personal cars.
And probably still not have enough to buy this. That's the thing, is everyone's always like, oh, you have so many cars. Yes, but all of them combined are worth the same as this. You want to talk about a vehicle that I really want to own.
Okay.
Do you know what our eyes are gracing currently?
Excursion?
Yes, it is. I'm very proud of you for knowing that. Another good thing about this Volvo wagon is that, in my mind, it won't depreciate as quickly as an S60 because these are more desirable and will continue to be more desirable as less wagons exist. So I think if you buy one of these, yes, it'll depreciate from its immense $72,000 price tag, but shouldn't depreciate as rapidly as similar sedans or SUVs. This key,
That looks just like my.
it's because
my
it's your
Mazda.
key. It's the same key.
Oh.
Mazda. So there was this holy trinity back in the day:
Ah.
Ford Motor Company, Mazda, and Volvo. Which is why there's all those weird dealerships now that sell Mazda, Volvo, and Lincoln.
Oh yes. Okay.
Right? Because Lincoln has always been part of Ford. So this Volvo key is the same as a Mazda key.
Maybe I need an XC40.
Yeah, everybody should just have a Volvo. Though the TheTopher has taught me a valuable lesson that one day every Volvo will be worth $2,000, and that is pretty accurate. Little checkup on our MPG before we let you go for another extended period here in the V60. 40.4 showing over the last 120.9 miles. Keep in mind, 34 of those miles were electric, so it all kind of just figures in.
In the group with you and Chris, Tom O'Neill said, "Chris, thank you so much for going down to over the seats. I really appreciate it."
That was very sweet.
I know. Always happy to do favors for good people.
We're not from here, clearly.
I just work here.
You know, that is one of the good things I feel like about having press cars is you have the excuse.
Having like random Tennessee plates on the car.
The drive-through this way, baby.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll just.
You just don't look. You just don't look ever. You just do it. You just drive, and then you end up.
I'm just Ken, and I have
My Ken's
something.
job is car. It's not even drive. It's just car.
This is the wrong way through here, but there's nobody coming, so.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You know what? All I'm doing right now is testing the maneuverability of the V60, and it's doing fantastically. What? What did he say?
I don't know.
What is he yelling at me for?
I'm not sure. What? I don't know.
Oh, he probably wanted me to go over there.
Sorry. Our bad.
Sorry, I probably didn't follow your instructions correctly.
Yeah, it's okay. Can I have a name for the order?
Yeah, Chris?
Chris, how can I serve you today?
Can we please do a sweet tea and then a medium French fry with Chick-fil-A sauce?
Anything else for you?
That'll be it.
And my friend Joe, up ahead by the menu signs, is going to let you know which car to follow behind.
Okay. Hi, are you Joe?
I am.
You're telling me where to go.
Yes, sir. Falling right after the one ahead of you.
Beautiful, thank you.
Take care. My
You too.
pleasure.
Windows make some good noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, make quite a bit of noise. That's a good impression. That's
Thank you
exactly
so
what they
much.
sound like. We're also able to execute this drive-through in EV mode, even though we have 0 miles left on the charge. We're able to kind of creep through here and not have to idle.
Although,
Though when you are idling this 4-cylinder, it is very quiet. But silence is even quieter. And you can just, the steering is just so light. Very good. It's pretty easy to place this thing. I don't know if this is a Polestar Engineered specific bit on this car, but you can move the seat super low down and it gives you kind of a sporty feel to this V60.
Chris,
That's me.
good luck.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
They've called it a sedan. Wrong. Wrong.
so wrong. Nice crunchies.
Oh, those are great today.
They're hot.
Let's now get out of Ohio and go drop these seats off. Though we're probably just going to let you guys go here. We'll kind of give you some final thoughts and we'll wrap up. I can't go out that way.
Careful with the seats.
What are you supposed to do here?
Oh.
You know what this is, though? It's a turning circle test. Went this way on purpose. I'm trying to fit my phone into this and I can't.
Oh,
There we go. Still didn't do it.
please stop.
I'm gonna put my phone in the back seat, I think is the solution. This is a cloverleaf.
Carry on and Ava. Be careful. We have seats.
I know. But I am speed. Use that torque. We'll get behind this Camaro ZL1. Very cool. That is a great color on that. Love it. Exiting now and wrapping up our trip in the Volvo V60. Done about 180 miles, 3 hours in this wagon today, and I am actually a little bit surprised because I thought the Polestar Engineered aspect of this car would make it a little bit uncomfy, and that just hasn't been the case. The Ohlins dampers, the ride overall is tuned so well for day-to-day use. The seats, the adjustability, the lumbar, everything about them is just fantastic. And I mean, I'm so thrilled with this car. There's really not a whole lot I would change. Even though these Volvos, they're a little bit dated at this point. They've been the same for a while. They are still relevant. There's a 911. And they still work. So it's a good car. And it's carried two S2000 seats with no problem. It's carried an Emily with no problem. It can carry some things, not many things in the console area, but...
We were talking about how instead of this trim piece, maybe they could do one of those
like the Grand Highlander
shelves.
has. Yeah, a little shelf there would be nice. Dynamically, it's as dialed in as it is comfortable on a road trip. I mean, this car really hits all the marks. It's practical, and it really just does everything. I mean, unless you're going to do off-roading, then I don't see why you couldn't have this car to do it all for you. Not to mention, I feel like I can swim in the sound system. I mean, it's just so engulfing and perfect. Ooh, the seats are sliding. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us today for our road trip on the Volvo V60. I guess we're doing one last maneuverability test here. Try not to crash into any curbs. Okay, pass. And we'll park. We'll give you one last look at this beautiful, magnificent onyx black Polestar Engineered V60.
In almost golden hour lighting.
We'll kind of highlight the back of it here. Let you guys see that in the light. Final MPG check, 35.5 over the last 221 miles. All right, guys. Well, that'll be it for us in the Volvo V60. Yes?
Can I do the outro?
Oh, of course, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below if you have any questions about the V60. I've lived with it pretty much all week, and at this point, I've put like 500 miles on this thing, so I've got a ton of seat time in it, and if I left anything out, let me know. But that'll do it for us today. I'll let my assistant send us off.